Hi guys, I want you to meet my friend Andy. He's a keen outdoorsman, and basically today we're going to do a comparison cum review with the help of Andy for two tarps that are very well known here in England. This one is the Tenth Wonder Sargasso Tarp 3x4, and as you can see it's quite a large tarp, 3 meters by 4 meters, and it's called Sargasso because it has quite a few interesting features that we will look at in a moment. But we're also going to compare this to the DD Tarp, which is also a 3x4 that we've purchased recently. Never tried both of these, and we'll take a closer look at this. So what are your thoughts about this one, Andy?
Yeah, it looks very good quality. The fabric itself, I'm not sure how waterproof it is, but it looks good. The stitching looks very good.
Let's take a look along the top. Whoopsie. That way. So that's the stitching itself. I don't know if you can see it in the sunshine. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but to be honest, it's absolutely very well done. Yeah.
Now, one of the things I find for tarps especially is this, the reinforcing around here.
Yeah. It's been reinforced there.
Yeah, the stitching's quite strong there. It's reinforced more at the corners here, which takes most of the strain.
Yeah, it's very well done.
Yeah, it's very well done.
It's box stitched, what they call box stitch, and then you've got that cross in the middle, which actually distributes the tension of the. Let me just take this off of the tripod because the tripod is becoming annoyance. Thank you. And we'll see that on the other side. I don't know if you can see this. I'm trying to get there. There. You can see that on the other side, it's on both sides. You see they've got a double. The cloth here is doubled, so that you can actually, distribute the tension on both sides. And then you've got obviously this here, which is very well done. Have you noticed also, Andy, the shape of that here is the fact that they've given it a bit of a curve there, and then another one starting here that goes to the end. And this is supposed to, when you put it in this particular configuration, this is supposed to allow that tarp not to flap too much, to be honest, compared to other tarps. And obviously you have the same shape, slightly curved here, but then we'll come back to this in a second, because this has got a very, very nice idea about it. You can see you've got 1, 2 and 3 eyelets to put the ridge rope on top of it. That way you wouldn't have any water coming into the tarp if you have your hammock underneath it via the rope, because sometimes obviously if your rope is underneath the tarp, the water will tend to gather underneath the tarp and might drip on you. And then obviously you've got those there. But the beautiful thing about this one is this little bit there, and I think this is something that you don't find very often, and it's this is actually Velcro, and it goes all the way roughly to the 2/3 of the tarp. We're gonna set it up the way it's supposed to be set up. That's for heavy rain and wind, and we'll come back to you in a second. I'll show you what I mean by that. This is called the Sargasso. I think it's unique to the Tenth Wonder tarps. Let me just show you the logo for the Tenth Wonder on the other side, and I'll say that they should be proud of the quality of the work that they do anyhow. As you can see, Sargasso, Tenth Wonder, and they've been proudly making tarps and hammocks since 2002. We have a couple of hammocks, and silly me, I've forgotten mine. So we'll do a comparison of hammocks a bit later on. Okay, stay with me for a couple of minutes. I'll be back, and I'll just set this up the way it should be set up in case of a storm when you have your hammock inside, and we'll come back in a second. Bear with me. Okay, we're not very experienced. I'm not very experienced with these yet, but I don't know if you can see this properly, but I'm gonna get closer that you'll see. This is what happens with the Velcro. What you can do is that you can literally close this side so that no wind at all gets inside, a little bit from the lower part, but you can, if you want, you can, instead of having the bungees spread like that, all you have to do is just bring them together, and you close one side completely, and, take a look. It's very easily done. all you have to do is run a finger through it and push it at the same time. And what you're doing is that you're closing this. Okay, if there's a 200 mile an hour wind, it's not going to hold, but imagine this now. You've got one side over there that's opened, as you can see. Look, see, okay? And then you've got another side here which is closed, which allows a bit of protection from the wind. Okay, granted, it's not foolproof, it's not 100% foolproof, but you know, it's still better than having the wind battering you and bringing the rain inside.
Yep.
What do you think?
Very good. I think it's excellent. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how easy it would be to close from the inside, but certainly from the outside it can be sealed.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. Talking about something that attracted my attention to something, because he's a details man and I'm not, is this D-ring there. That allows you, I think, it's got to do with the mosquito net on your top.
Yeah, you can put a separate ridgeline there, hang a mosquito net.
Yeah, or you can hang a few things if you want inside the tarp instead of having it, you know, exposed to the elements right here. Do they have the same on the other side?
Yeah.
Let's go see. Yeah, they've got the same thing, you know. And there you go. Let's see if it's not going to be easy to do from the inside, especially that we've got those. But honestly, I mean, if I was to sit down here and Andy was to sit down here, I think that we could both very easily have plenty of space, plenty of gear underneath. It's huge. It's absolutely humongous. What do you think?
Yeah, there's loads of space under there.
Yeah.
Very good.
Andy's gear, his dual bag, guys, 200 pounds plus. And he's got a bigger one. I'm not going to steal one of them from him. No, I'm joking. No worries, guys. I'll be back in a minute. We'll. So the quality of the stitching, anyhow, is good. The tarp is humongous. I think that we agree that it's more than sufficient for a very large hammock. Obviously, you can see that the wind is playing with it because we've not set it up properly. We could have tensioned it a bit more instead of using the bungee cord. You know, the bungee cords. We could have used paracord and done it properly. But you know, it's just to see the quality of the work. And I must say that Neil, he's a Liverpudlian, by the way. He does a fantastic job, and we intend to come back to do another video, if Andy has got the time for it, about his hammock and mine that we both purchased from the Tenth Wonder. Neil is doing a fantastic job, and he's absolutely one of the most friendly guys that I've ever seen in terms of working, you know, hammocks or tarps. Anyhow, we're gonna bring this one down, put it away, and we'll be back with the DD hammock to make a quick comparison. 3x4. Obviously, this one is in OD. I think that the DD Tarp is in brown, but we'll come back in a minute. Stay with us. Okay, guys, we're back with Andy, and this time we've set very quickly the Tenth Wonder. Obviously, there isn't much space. It's a wider, a lot bigger. It's a 4.5 meter by 3, I think it is, meter tarp. But we do agree that they show to have a lot more experience in terms of maybe the stitching side of things. If you take a good look, every single one of these. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, that's got good reinforcement there. Certainly, it's going to take some tension.
Yeah.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points.
Yeah.
That's the length of it.
5.
And as you can see, Thierry, it's definitely a much larger area than the previous
much
one.
larger area, yeah. But
is it too large? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's well. What do you expect? I'm tall, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm French, and I need my space. But one point that I'd like to make is the fact that these here, you know, the Ridgeline Loops, they are, in my opinion, a bit too long. What do you think? Because it's actually dropping a lot. You have to put the rope quite high up. I don't know if you can see. Andy, can you stand next to the rope where it is?
I think you're probably right. You definitely need to. I mean, we need to really raise this ridge line here, probably up here somewhere.
Yeah, to actually get the proper height for the hammock underneath it. Hammock, which I didn't bring again. But the quality of it is absolutely gorgeous. And I mean, you know, it's got the same price tag as the one from Tenth Wonder. However, there's one point that I'd like to ask you what you think about it, Andy. The shape of this is a straight line. And I think we've noticed, both of us, that with the wind on the other side, coming from the other side of the top, it is playing a bit more with the tarp than the one that was before. So it can be one of two reasons. I think that's the point that you made earlier.
Definitely, yeah. I think again, it's a larger area, it's a larger sail area, so it's
Yeah.
going to catch more wind.
Yeah.
And I think in stronger wind, you would notice these. I've used them where they've been vibrating in the wind like this. With the TW tarp with that curve, I think it would eliminate that.
Yeah, it would eliminate.
A minor point, but something to consider.
Yeah, especially when you want your comfort, I think.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can actually close the Tenth Wonder, close it better to the wind that's coming, especially in terms of the length of the...
It's got a bit more versatility, I think, the other one having the sides that can close up.
Yeah.
This one, however, I'm just imagining the hammock in there. There's going to be absolutely loads of space for your gear, cooking equipment.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah. So really a mixed bag, really.
Yep. So I think if I was taking one personally, I would probably favour the smaller one, just because
the Sargasso one,
compact, the Sargasso, yeah. However, I think this one possibly has a slight edge on strength. It may last a bit longer with all this reinforcing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what your opinion is.
My take would be, to be perfectly honest, I personally would go with the Tenth Wonder.
Right.
Not because I like Neil.
Yeah.
Okay, Neil is a very nice guy. Yeah, I agree. But plain and simply, if you think about quite a few points. One, this one, yes, has got a bigger surface, but you can buy a smaller one from DD, which would be the same size of the Sargasso. However, it doesn't have those Velcros that go down those sides to close up here. Let me just go around. It doesn't have those. So that's one point, okay? That's one point. Here, you can't close it in any way, shape or form. You have to keep it that way, okay? Or you would have to put, a rope through these hoops here, pull that to that one and try to do it that way, but you will still have an opening there. The Velcro is doing a good job on that aspect. Now, in terms of the reinforcements, yes, the DD Tarp has got a bit more reinforcements than the Sargasso, but we're not talking about 200 miles an hour winds here. We're talking roughly about 30, 40 after that. Yeah. Everybody's going to pick up and go back home, except if they really have to. It's not really a survival bit of equipment. It's more of a wild camping bit of equipment, the Tarp, I think. It's not a Jurgen bag. I don't know, have you ever heard of a Jurgen bag?
No, I haven't actually. No.
Actually, it's one very expensive piece of equipment. I hope that someday I'll be able to buy it, because it's worth, I think it's 300, 400 quid worth. But it's a bit of a tarp, survival blanket. But anyhow, the quality of both of them is very good. It depends really on the usage that you want to make out of them. Andy would go for perhaps for a smaller one. I would go for the Sargasso, not because of the size, but because of the small advantages of being able to close the sides. It's not as bulky as this one, and my problem with this, my honest problem, is that the ridgeline, it is way too high. The loops are way too big for doing a good job at maintaining it. There's too much slack there. Let me show you. On this buckle there's almost 10 centimeters on each side, and that's too much slack. It will let it go and float all over the place. No matter how much you pull it down, it's going to be still too much play. The Sargasso has got teeny tiny ones. You can barely pass the cord through, and I'm not using, as you can see, I'm not using your paracord. I don't know if you can see this, but the only paracord we're using is the 550 on the Prusik knot, but then the rest is just regular nylon rope. I think it's a 10 or 15 mil one. So it's not... I still would prefer the Sargasso personally, but this one is very, very good. I must say that this one is an absolute tank as well. Anyhow, guys, I hope that this has been of usage for you. We're gonna, if Andy still wants to, we're gonna put in his hammock up. My fault, my mistake, my error, my apologies to you, Andy. I completely forgot my hammock at home. If we've got time, we'll do that. If not, well, guys, I'll see you next time, and we'll have another outing with Mr. Andy.
Okay. Thanks, yeah.
Put up the hammock, and now guess what? We're going to have a cup of coffee and a cup of tea. I'll see you in a moment. Talk to you soon. Bye.